guitar lesson where I'm going to teach you how to move through a scale, playing some licks, connecting scales in multiple positions, and just kind of gliding across the fretboard in 3 octaves and creating licks. We're going to take a jam track in the key of A minor. It's basically a minor key blues, 1, 4, 5, 12 bar. Very standard kind of minor key blues. Always know the chords that you're playing over when you're soloing and improvising, right? It's not just about the key, because the chords really give you the full roadmap to what you can use solo and improvisation wise. You could solo over all the chords with A minor, pentatonic, and blues scales, and that's kind of what we're going to be working on. But just so you know, you can also use A natural minor over all the chords, A Aeolian mode, A pure minor, all the same. But you can use those over all the chords also. So what I want to show you today is how you can effortlessly be kind of sliding all over 2/3 of the guitar neck very easily and not necessarily just stuck in one position. And we're going to connect it and phrase our licks in a very bluesy kind of context. Now the scale we're going to use is it combines 3 box shape minor pentatonic positions, and I call it the expanded 1 minor pentatonic scale. So we're in the key of A minor. We want to play A minor pentatonic and blues. So if you were to play your basic box shape, what I want you to keep in mind is this, right? Going from that 4 flat 5 5 or D E flat E, and then we're going to repeat that on the G string, and then we're also going to repeat that on the high E string. So instead of just taking this, basic box shape, which is okay, but you could do so much more than that. And I want to get you a little bit more liquidy sounding. So let's take this scale, the expanded scale, and start it on the G note. So you can always find the scale shape. It's movable by putting your 3rd finger on the root note on the low E string. In this instance, we're going to put that on the A note, 5th fret, low E string. So here's what the scale looks like. I'll do it slow. Right, and look at that. We go all the way up here to the 17th fret from the 3rd fret. That's so much better than just staying like right here in this box, because now we have all this other playground to come up with, and this real estate to come up with, cool licks and move around the neck. Use this fingering too when playing this scale, and really get this under your fingers. 1st and 3rd finger on the low E, 1st finger on the C note on the A, then slide that up to the 5th fret, 1st finger, and you play your first set of 3 notes chromatically, because you get that blue note in it. So you get this. And then 1st and 3rd finger on the D string on the 5th and 7th fret. So this is the first part. Now all we're going to do is we're going to repeat that same thing on the next set of strings, right? Doesn't it sound very much? It's just an octave higher. Next. Same finger, and then we repeat it again. We have to do a little bit more work on the high E string because we run out of strings to play, right? So here's the whole thing slow. And there's that movement I want you to key in on. Shift. Okay, so there's a couple of shifts in there where you're shifting with that 1st finger to get to your D notes, so you can get that blue note in succession. See, there it is again. And there it is again. And then we finish up 15th fret on the G note and 17th fret, both on the high E string. And now you have 3 octaves of real estate. And if you want to descend that, right? Sounds so much more like musical than just playing in that one box shape. If you have a second, please subscribe to the channel. You know, subscribing to the channel, that helps us to keep bringing the content, right? Leave a comment below. Let us know how you like this lesson. Let us know what lessons you'd like to see in the future. If you like the lesson, please click the like button, give it a thumbs up. That really helps us and we so appreciate it. I want to show you a lick that I descended through the whole scale. This is really cool. And remember the two key things. I told you first about the blue notes in succession. The other thing, obviously, is you want to know where the root notes are. In this case, A. And on my diagrams, if you check out my diagrams and ebooks, they're always shown with the black dots. Obviously, you have the 1A, low E string, 5th fret. You also have the A, the octave from that, 7th fret on the D string. You have the A up here. 10th fret on the B string, right? You also have the one up here, 17th fret high E, but let's just worry about these three in that one scale shape, right? Okay, so here's the lick that I played. I'll do it record tempo first. If you listen to that, I kind of played the same lick 3 times, just in different octaves based off of, right? And that's gonna quickly get you to where you could start moving around. That's kind of why I designed this lesson, using these octaves to show you an easy way that you could move around. And then once you get that, then you could stop and vary the lick and add in some other things to change it. So let's break the lick down and I'll show you some of the techniques I was using too. I was using hammer-ons and pull-offs. Get that first. That's all on the high E string. So I started on the D note, 10th fret, and then I hammered 11th and 12th. Then pull off 11 and 10. And then after you get back to 10, I hammered again to 11 and pulled off to 10. And then I slide it back to the 8th fret. And then once I get back to the 8th, I hammer to 10 again and pull off to 8. So slow. And that's all one pick. Pick, hammer, hammer, pull, pull, hammer, pull, slide, hammer, pull. It's not that complex once you build up the speed. And then I go to the 10th fret on the B string, which is my A note, back to the 8th fret on the high E. You could even bend that if you want to. That's a great note to bend, that C note. Then I pulled off 10 to 8 on the B, and I went to this great double stop. Double stop is just 2 notes played at once, but this is a good one because it's so useful in this position. First finger on that 8th fret B string, second finger on the 9th fret on that E note on the G string. Shake them a little bit. So here's a lick slow so far. Okay, then what I did is I moved it. So think about D, E, flat, E, right? Those 3, there's our blue note. Think of that same lick, but here. So I did the same thing. All right, so here I'm just taking these 3. The blue note. So I'm at 7, 8, and 9 on the G string. Right? Same thing. Hammer, hammer, pull, pull, hammer, pull, slide. Hammer, pull. And I get back to that C note. You could bend that again. Or I think what I did was I played the double stop there, which I basically flattened the first finger and played the 5th fret on the G and B, which is a great double stop. So you have this. And you could resolve it to the A note, right? But do you see how I can connect those very easily? When you get to here, just first finger. Together. And then guess what? We're going to do the same thing again, but on Those three notes, that chromatic movement, with the blue note being the 6th fret on the A string. So just take the same thing. See how I end on that C? You can always bend that. It's that flat third to major third bend. Then I end that lick on the A string, on the root, I'm sorry, on the A note, on the, which is the root note, low E string, 5th fret. Here's that part of the lick. Right? So it's basically the same thing in 3 different places. So here's the whole thing. I'll try to do it slow. Right? So look how effortlessly now we're moving across the fretboard. And you could take these octaves using, you know, those kind of connecting the dots, the root note and the blue note, and move your licks around very easily. You could even take, like we went up here. That's a cool little lick where I'm just descending right down. 17, 15, 12, 11, 10. There's that blue note. Bending when I get to the 8th C, resolving to the root note. So there's some easy licks and some easy ways to start moving around the fretboard so you can kind of start envisioning and getting this fretboard vision to pull you out of the box and to start playing over multiple octaves. Thanks so much for tuning in. Take care, and remember, your guitar playing is an evolution. I'll see you in the next lesson.